व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणं विना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दाय तपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावः गोब्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्स सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पल शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनीं सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तककेशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटं नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम् लोके सज्जन षट्पतैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारत पंकजं कलिमलप्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः। ॐ श्रीकृष्ण परमात्मने नमः। अथ द्वादशोऽध्यायः भक्तियोगो नाम द्वादशोऽध्यायः। Last week was Gita Jayanti. It is stated that Gita was articulated, taught by Bhagavan Shri Krishna to Shri Arjuna, the Kurukshetra battlefield, the Kurukshetra war. On the before the beginning of the war, it features in the Mahabharata chapter 10. It is called Bhishma Parva. It features in chapter 10, and it is called Madhyama Shatkam. It is the middle, almost in the middle of Bharat. 18 chapters, 18 adhyaya, 18th chapter, 10th chapter. So it is called Madhyama Shatkam. What does it contain? Advaita Amrita Varshini. It is Ashtadashadhyayini. There are 18 chapters. Amba, O mother, Tvam Anusandadhami. I pray to you. Bhavadveshin. Amba Tvam Anusandadhami. Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshini. Bhagavad Gita, O Mata, Bhavadveshini. Free me from struggle. People say births and lives, I mean a life of births and deaths. How many births you know? So let's have meaningful translations. Okay? Everybody, oh, save me from the cycle of lives of births and deaths. He's talking as though he has relocated from each birth about 100 million times. Any translation should be meaningful. It should appeal to me. It should appeal. And so a child asks, how many births do you know? Doesn't make sense. Maybe it is right from translation. I would say Bhagavad Gita protect me from a life of struggle. No, why struggle? We should learn to ask the right questions. Only then Bhagavad Gita will work. Otherwise, it will be an academic thing. Every Saraswati Puja, you will put that tilak on that. Next day, Vijay Dashmi, rightly or wrongly, you will read something. You will say, Karmanyevadhikarasya mahapaleshu kadachana. You will do Nevedyam through some flowers and put it back into the bookshelf. That's not the way Bhagavad Gita is supposed to be. Dhyana, Adhyana means buddhi should be involved in the Bhagavad Gita. So, what is the struggle? No, I mean, as often as we iterate it, it is better. Because one must be clear what one is studying. Why study this at all? Every Monday, 5:30, promptly 10 to 13 to 15 people come for this. What is the purpose? What do you hope to achieve? So this, let's be very clear on this. So what is this struggle? The struggle is, and then it is Bhagavad Gita, it's an Upanishad. When you see at the end of every chapter, you will say, Sri Krishna Arjuna Sambhade, before that. Bhagavad Gita, Upanishadsu. Bhagavad Gita is an Upanishad. Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre. It's a Brahma Vidya. What is Brahma Vidya? Knowledge of yourself. Yoga Shastre. How to prepare and own up that knowledge. Therefore, it's a Yoga Shastra. Brahma Vidya, it's all about yourself. Bhagavad Gita, Upanishadsu. How is it given? Krishna Arjuna Sambhade. In the form of a Krishna Arjuna Sambhada. And in various Adya chapters. Krishna Arjuna Sambhade. Bhakti Yogo Nama Dvadashodhyayaha. 12th chapter named Bhakti Yoga. It's how it is given. So it is given the form of a dialogue. 701 verses. One is by Dhritarashtra. Then there is a reporter called Sanjaya who reports what is going on. He reports a dialogue that's taking place between Krishna and Arjuna. And Arjuna has discovered a certain want. The want cannot be fulfilled by achievements. By achievements in the sense, you are achieving so many things to fulfill certain things which you don't have. That doesn't give you fulfillment. You want to fulfill certain desires, but what you achieve in life doesn't give you fulfillment. Because fulfillment as the word has to be understood properly. There is a certain lack. Lack means Hindi mein kami, kurai in Tamil. You sing a song, kurai ondrum illai male murti karna. Even while singing that you are crying. There is a certain lack. What is the lack? There is a physical lack. I am not tall enough. I am not fair enough. My nose shape is not good enough. The color of my eyes is not acceptable. My ears are flapping. So many things about your physical feature which is not acceptable to you. There is a lack. Okay. Then emotionally I am lacking. That is psychologically I am lacking. I can't be as happy as I want. I can't be as satisfied as I want to be. I take a resolution. I should not do that whining person. But even as I say that, I pray to God, oh God, I should not be a whining person. That's how I start my day. Whining person. Lovely word. Imagine yourself, psychologically you are wanting. You lack. How will you talk to God? Not okay, that's not okay. That's how it is. Say, in Tamil they say, Mukala Adara. Whining. So, that's not okay. Intellectually, I am always lacking. All I have to give you is one latest of this gadgets. you will not know how to switch on. Or it will go somewhere, you will not know how to come back. Intellectually, you are glad. These days they talk about AI, you can't understand what it is all about. Chat GBT. You ask a question to Chat GBT on Bhagavad Gita, it will give you a reply that will make you feel how intellectually wanting you are. So I am physically wanting, I am intellectual, I am emotionally wanting, I am physically wanting, I am intellectually wanting, financially always wanting. Whatever I have, you have correct. I wish I had this much. I wish I had that much. Wanting, 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 wanting. And I don't even know what to do. So the discovery that I am a wanting person and I want to be out of this wanting person's struggle is the first challenge. Discovery that I am a wanting person. And the discovery which will tell me that all the achievements in the world cannot give me really what I want in life. What do you want in life? I want to be free from this sense of limitation. Physically limited, emotionally limited, intellectually limited, relationship wise limited, financially even more limited, limited. You want to be free from this limitation. Let's understand something very carefully. Here are 12th chapter students. We are in the Madhyama Shatkam. So I'm taking you to advanced level now. If limitation were real, you will not have a problem. Huh? If limitation were real, you will be comfortable with the real. Okay? Limitation is a notion, meaning you are not limited, you are seeing yourself as a limited being. It is notion. It is a notion. You are seemingly limited because you are looking at yourself through certain paradigms which do not give you a good, clear vision of yourself. You are looking at yourself through this body, mind, sense complex, limited. You are looking at yourself through your emotions, limited. Whatever paper you keep in front of your eyes, that color comes. Vedanta comes and tells you, keep all this aside and look at yourself as you are. Okay? There are two things. One is called Purusha Tantram. Purusha Tantra means you can do things any which way you like. Okay, let's have a small demo. Show me your hands. Clap. Clap again. Clap again. So some of you will clap loudly. Some of you do this. Some of you will say, what is this on a surprise? Monday afternoon, Bhagavad Gita, he is doing all these jokes. So you can clap. You need not clap. You can clap differently. Kartum shakyam. Akartum shakyam. Anyathava kartum shakyam. You can do, you need not do, you can do it differently. How do you, when it comes, that is called Purusha Tantram. There is something called Vastu Tantram. How will you know this? This is a pen. How will you know this? Can you know this as a thermometer? I may use it to scratch my back, but can you use it as a, can I say it is something to scratch my back? The knowledge of this Vastu has to be in keeping with this Vastu. You have no choice in knowledge. You have choice in doing. You have choice in karma. But when it comes to jnanam, you have no choice. So when it comes to yourself, you have no choice. I can know myself like this. I can know myself like this. There is no choice. There is only one way of knowing it. And that way of knowing is called Upanishatsu. Upanishad. It's an Upanishad. Drawn from the Upanishad. Upani means you are a limitless Brahma, that is the Vidya. Shad, Shad stands for three things. Avasadayati, Visharati, Gamayati. Removes all your notions, uproots all your conclusions, and gives you sakshatkar with yourself. So, Bhagavad Gita is an Upanishad. It is divided into three sections. Prathama, Madhyama, Charam. We are in the Madhyama. In the Madhyama Shatkam, we are in the Bhakti Yoga. Why do you need Bhakti? Because Bhakti will give you Chitta Vishalata. You will see, you like it or not, you see a Srishti, you see a world. And the world is huge. And it limits you. And if you look at the world properly, and then it limits you because you are seeing yourself away from the world. If you include yourself in the world, it won't limit you. Include yourself. And to include yourself into the Srishti, you cannot include it better other than through the, and so not bhakti, upasana. Upasana means you asana. Upa means near, asana, sit down. Sit close to Ishvara, get closer to Ishvara, bring Ishvara into your life. Either you go close to him or bring him close to you. That is upasana. So karma yoga, upasana yoga, jnana yoga. Together, these five, two levels of karma yoga, two levels of upasana, one jnana, together is called bhakti yoga, which is presented to you. So the five levels of Bhakti Yoga was presented in the first 11 verses. Now he is talking, the teacher, Shri Krishna, Narayanena Swayam Krishna has come to give you this lesson yourself. Using Upanishad is giving you connection with Ishvara's thought. And Ishvara's thought, how do you reach? Vyasena Gratitam. Vyasa got it for you. Madhya Mahabharatam, and he put it in Madhya Mahabharata. And how did we get it? Shankara, his teacher, his students, Asmadacharya, my teacher. Okay, we are getting it. It's an unbroken lineage. It's a Rishi Parampara. That's how we are getting it. This is what we should appreciate on Gita Jayanti. Not just put Tilaka on the book and keep it inside. It should be a much thumbed book. One book, whether you like it or not, you should buy and keep it in your house is Bhagavad Gita. Not keep it, read it. Because if you read, the next generation will, out of curiosity, look into it. What is this grandfather is reading every day? What is it that he shuts down everything and is focused on? Let me also look at it. That's how it passes on to the next. That's how the parampara passed on. That's why ours is an unbroken tradition. So, after giving you the five levels of bhakti, Krishna is taking you into. Suppose there is a person who is all five levels. How will he be? And he says, the moment you say these are the characteristic features, then you will you will look at a bhakta and say, is he like this? Is he like this? So they say they are verses for you to reflect and see how far you are from that ideal Purusha. Somebody who has all the five yogas properly assimilated should have a certain standard. How far are you from the standard? It's a self-analysis. So that reading we have been doing, and that's what we have been doing. And we'll continue reading for that. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 we studied. So last week we studied from 13 and 14 we studied. Achha. We studied last week. Adveshta sarva bhutanam. Adveshta sarva bhutanam. Maitra Karuna Evacha Nirmamo Nirahankaraha Nirmamo Nirahankaraha Samadukha Sukhashami. These were introduced. We have looked at some of them up to Nirmamo Niravahankara we have looked at. We will have to look at Sama, Sama, Sukha, Sama, Dukkha, Sukha, Shami. These three things we have to look at. Reflect. It's supposed to reflect. Life will be full of challenges. No choice. No choice. Even Rama's life. Avatara Purusha, challenge. You will have to face a challenge. Our Vamana Avatar had a physical problem. He was shot. Yeah, Narasimha Avatar has a problem. He looked like he had lion, canines like a lion. And hair growth all over the place resembling a lion. Everybody had a problem. Matsya Avatar smelt of fish. Kurma, tortoise, maybe. So what? Every Avatara means problem. Coming down to earth means you have to face the problems relating to earth. Okay. It is like traveling to another country. Suppose you travel from India to United States of America. There will be, even Avatara will have to face this problem. Driving on the right side of the road. All cars are left-hand drives. So how will you drive in India? Right hand. And where will you look for the gear or the automatic gear? On the left side. You will have to reorient to start looking on the right side. Avatara also has to do the same. He can't say I'm used to driving like this in my loka. Not do that. Every place there is a problem. Wherever you go, there is a problem. There will be a environment specific issue. We can make it a problem because we don't want. There was a guy who went to Holland to implement some software thing. He could not find a single computer with English keyboards. So you have to understand Dutch and then do things. Or wherever you go is the language. Forget about going outside the country. Come to India. A fellow comes all the way from Bengal to Tamil Nadu. The first problem is mustard oil he won't get. He is used to cooking in mustard oil. Here mustard oil used only applying in the body. Or not, they won't even buy mustard oil. The problem there. Language is a problem. So somebody coming from Bombay to Delhi is a real problem. Then I'm not imagining all this. There was a lady who had come from Bombay to Delhi. And that sabji wala used to come. So she told, first day, she came and told the sabji wala, Humko, for so many rupees, give me batata, give me kanda, and give me kothmir. That Hindi fellow from Delhi said, Abhiji, just point out the things, I will give it to you. I don't understand your language. She pointed out. हाँ बटाटा इसे इसको आलू बोलते हैं कांदा इसको प्याज बोलते हैं कोथमीर इसको धनिया बोलते हैं सी language. I personally had a problem. I went to a shop and my bhabhi there had asked me to get oil, groundnut oil. So I explained in Bengali style, badam tel do. And that fellow looked at me. He said, this fellow looks like a fellow who can't afford a 5 rupee auto ride. He's asking for badam. For him, badam meant almond. Then he said, ye badam tel kya? Then he said, acha acha, moongfali ka tel. Wherever you go, there will be an issue. There will be a problem. So, so Avatara will have a problem. Then Avatara will have problem. You will not. You and I will. Kya kis khet ki muli hai? We will also have problems. And the problem calls for an action. You can act. You need not act. You can act differently. Remember, kartum shakyam, akartum shakyam, anyathava kartum shakyam. Whether you do, don't do, or do it differently, there will be outcomes. There will be outcomes. Outcomes can be pleasant, unpleasant. It is Ishvara's order. This is how the world is. And if you are going to be a fellow for this, you will never get any habits. This is the world. You will face a challenge. And when you face the challenge, how do you respond to the challenge? And what are the challenges? Pleasant and unpleasant. Dukkha, sukham, samatva. That means you don't get carried away by sukha results. You don't get overwhelmed by dukkha. It doesn't mean if somebody hits you and you'll say, no, 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 I'm doing fine. All that is bunkum. Don't get into all that. Hey, when you knock your, what do you call, try sometime. Sometimes you are looking at it, something, your elbow will hit something. You know, there'll be a current which will flow all over the body. It is unpleasant and you will feel like yelling and cursing the thing that hit you there. It is unpleasant. It will disturb you. What is dukkha? It doesn't stay with you. You'll have to ensure. Put it aside, move on. When challenges throw unpleasant situations, put it aside, move on. Accommodate, move on. So when it comes to dukkha, you need titiksha. When it comes to sukham, you need kritagyata. Thank gratitude. Ishvara, thank you for all the good things that you have given me. And when it comes to challenges, you have to say titiksha. Ishvara, may I have the inner strength to ride over this. May I have the vishalata. May I be big enough to accommodate this. So sama sukha, sama dukkha sukham, samatva. Then shami. Shami is shama bhavana. It says, an attitude of forgiving people. Forgiving people doesn't mean that you forget. They say forgive and forget. You have to remember so that you don't go through this same trouble again. Forgiving is quite simply not giving the party who hurt you free accommodation here. Somebody hurt you 60 years ago. Okay? The person is still living here. Okay? Rent free accommodation. And anybody who lives in your house can trouble you. Today you will say पानी नहीं आया, आज बिजली बंद हो गया, सर आपका वो प्लास्टर नीचे गिर रहा है. So Shami is getting this person to vacate. Okay, all that poetry is okay. Somebody broke my heart 3 Janmas ago. I cry over it even today. It's okay for writing a poetry, singing a song and things like that. Huh? तुझे भुलाऊं तो कैसे भुलाऊं. All that song is okay. Good for a song. You sing a song, write a poetry, make some money out of it. Song is okay. But if you are going to really carry that, in fact, you can sing a song like that only if you have forgot, if you have really objectified the whole thing. If you are not objectified, you can't sing sad song. You can sing a sad song only when you have objectified the sadness. You can sing, तेरी दुनिया में दिल लगता नहीं है, मालिक मुझे उठा ले, only when you have objectified that dukkha. So sukha, dukkha, objectifying, shami. Get people who hurt you, situations that hurt you, get the past to vacate this place, bag and baggage, throwing out junk. There is so much junk here. Junk. Somebody's look is still in your face. Somebody's tone is still in your head. So get that junk, shama. Shama is not saying, hey, whatever you do, idhar bhi maro, udhar bhi maro. You took away my temples, also take away my country. That is not shama. That is high level of stupidity. You don't call it shama. Okay. इधर मारा था इधर मारने को बोलो. I don't know who said all these things. Where did they get it from? And they get titles also. Okay. So Shami, unload stuff from your. I don't give free accommodation to anybody in your head. Give it in the house, but don't carry baggage. Yeah, Shami. Okay. Now let's look at the next verse. Verse number 14. Santushta satatam yogi. Santushta satatam yogi. Yatatma dhrida nischayah. Yatatma dhrida nischayah. Whole line. Santushta satatam yogi. Yatatma dhrida nischayah. मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिः मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिः मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः. Full verse. सन्तुष्टः सततं योगी यथात्मा दृढनिश्चयः मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिः यो मद्भक्त Same Priyaha. Such a person is dear to me. Krishna says, this person is dear to me. We will see what is being dear to Ishvara later. Santushtas Satatam. Satatam means Sada Santushta. Always happy. Is it possible? We have to look at it differently. There is something called Vishaya Ananda. I think we have seen that earlier in one. There is something called Vishaya Ananda. That means an object as happiness coming to you from an object. You can never be Satatam Santushta by Vishaya Ananda. You can be Satatam Santushta by understanding the process of Ananda. So far, all my pursuits have been for the sake of seeing a pleased person in me. When you understand that the pleased person in me is not connected to the objects, it is independent of the objects. I see myself as a pleased person with or without objects. With objects, happy. Without objects, so what? Such a person is a santushta, not contented like a buffalo. A person who knows that happiness flows from him, not flows towards him. You have to understand it very clearly. Please understand this very well. Happiness does not flow towards you. Happiness flows from you. As long as you are performing for the sake of happiness, you will never get happy. Try to perform out of happiness and see the happiness that you exude. You perform for fulfillment, you will never get it. Perform out of fulfillment and see the results. Hey, why do you do this? Pata nahi, khush hai, that's why. If I do this, all of you will clap and then I feel happy. One fellow will not clap, your happiness is gone. One fellow will frown and say, you sing on stage, he says, you didn't get this note right. He would have never got it right in his lifetime. He will say, you didn't get this note. Your happiness is sucked out. Whereas you perform for what? I am doing it because I am full. If it's wrong, hey, some places are wrong. Oh, really? I will correct. It has not bothered you. It has not touched you. Oh, you made a lot of mistakes. Oh, really? I think I should work a little hard. Can you teach me? Can you show me? Or can you at least guide me properly? Out of happiness, satat, and this fellow is a santushta, satatam santushtaha. Whatever be the situation, he sees himself as a pleased person. Carefully. It is happy to see yourself as a pleased person during good times. Can you see yourself as an objective, pleased person during tough times? That requires viveka. You are going through tough times. Can you maintain the samatva? Can you look at saying that even this tough time which has into my life has a certain purpose? It will perhaps toughen me. It will perhaps give me more vairagyam. It will perhaps help me understand the world and myself better. He was very multimillionaire. He made this instrument, which is very popular. Goes by the name of a fruit that we eat. So when one day he woke up and found himself, he writes in his book, I found myself with various tubes in my system and lights blinking. I realized that all my billions cannot give me one extra day of life. So even the toughest of situations can teach you something. So that is Tatatam Santushtaha. Related to chapter 2, Atmani Eva, Atmana Tushtaha, Pitadhihi, he is a fellow with Buddhi. Sita Pragyastadochate, he is a Sita Pragya, one whose intellect, one whose Buddhi is steady. So Santushta, Satatam Santushtaha. What we can practice, we need not be Satatam Santushtaha, we can be as much Santushta as possible during most of our transactions. Let's not become, I love that word, crying through the if you avoid that, it's good enough. You have to be santushta. Satatam santushta will perhaps catch up with us later. Okay, satatam santushta. Then comes a very beautiful word, yogi. Yogi doesn't mean starts doing sirasasanam. Sirasasanam, vajrasana, padmasana. So once I was doing a class on management, I'm managing anger and stress and things like that. And I told them, how many of you do padmasana? And then I also gave them a small caution. I said, never do Padmasana when you are in your house all alone. Because you put yourself in lock and you can find it difficult to unlock. You had it. So better have somebody who can help you unlock. So all this, they are okay. There is an asana. But that doesn't, the yogi doesn't mean that asana. The yogi here in chapter 12 means one whose buddhi is in jnana yoga. Okay, who is in jnana yoga. Whose understanding. See, a lot of people have approached our Swamis. Swamiji himself used to tell us in one of the small private gatherings. He'll say, people come and say, Swamiji, I am suffering from backache. Okay. What should I do? Swamiji, you give me some vibhuti. And Swamiji gives. Now that fellow goes out and say, I applied Swamiji's vibhuti on my back. Okay? And I am cured of my backache. Nobody comes to the morning Vedanta class. But I have a big queue standing outside for collecting vibhuti. And he becomes yogi for not for the real stuff, but for miracle monger. Okay. And there are faiths which canonize saints based on miracle. I tell those people, come to Mylapore in Chennai, there are more mega miracles happening on the roadside. A fellow will drink a whole bottle with small fish and spit it all out. And all the fish are alive. I have a sword eater, flame eater. More miracles are needed. India, every street corner I have a miracle monger. Miracles don't make a yogi. There are 4 types. This is just for information. Don't judge anybody. For information. There is a person who has, and doesn't mean people who have miraculous powers are, don't dismiss them. Some people do have the power. Some people do. They can touch and heal you. One little bit of vibhuti from them, you can be healed. I'm not dismissing this miraculous. So there is somebody who has no jnana, no power. That fellow will have a lot of show. Jing, bang, noise, things like that. And they will say, even as you enter my street corner, I will know all about your problems. Hey, everybody goes to us. Why do you go to a doctor? Do you ever go to a doctor and say, I am in good shape, doctor? I saw a video the other day. Somebody comes to the doctor and says, doctor says, how are you? Fine. He says, okay, next patient. You never go to the doctor and say, I'm fine. You go to the doctor and say, something is wrong with me. Have you ever gone to an astrologer to say that I've got a windfall income? You will go to the astrologer only because your windfall income did not come when it was supposed to come. Please tell me what dasha is running. So even as you run to the astrologer's house, he knows you are come with a problem. Thereafter, it's only a little bit of psychology. Depend upon which papa. See, he asks you something. क्या चाहिए आपको? He says you want to share something in the absence of your other family, and he will have a lie. You want to say something which you are struggling to say from your past. So, Swami, you have got me into my mind. There are such type of people. No jnanam, no powers, charlatans. There are some people who have lot of siddhi, these powers, but zero jnanam. So, and he will tell you things like, I will stop the rain, I will make the sun shine. There is another category who has no siddhi, but a lot of jnana. There is a fourth category who has siddhi and jnana. First two, do pranam, stay away. Last two, do pranam and stay with them. Doesn't matter if he doesn't have siddhi. If he has jnanam, he is a yogi. Our contact, our Sri Swami Dayananda Saraswati was a yogi with jnanam and jnanam and jnanam. You only wonder how does he, this small headpiece here, this grey matter, accumulated so much knowledge. If Panini he knows, all the 11 shakas of the various Vedas he knows, Prakarana he knows, music he knows, law, he knows law, politics. Seem to have a fast feeling that what is it that Swamiji doesn't know? If I am envious of anybody, it is because it's him. I would like to be like him. Hey, what is it he doesn't know? So such a person is a yogi. Have that. Let jnanam be dominant in you and don't go for miraculous powers. We all have miraculous powers. We all have miraculous powers. Some miraculous powers each one will have. You only have to discover it. Some people can eat sweets non-stop. Whole dabba of Mysore pak that fellow can finish off. Another fellow can eat what do you call chilies. Each one has. Another fellow can stay hungry for days together. Another fellow can eat 8 people's food. I can't go through 2 dosas. There is somebody who is a minimum 8 dosas he will eat. He used to, when I was working with a few friends in a company, he used to go out for food once in a while. Whether it is at home or in a hotel, my rice quantity was just 1 plate food. That fellow, if he goes to a hotel, he will have 6 plates. I asked him, how do you eat so much? He said, I'm paying 125 rupees. I want to eat so much. At home, he will have 1 plate. Is it not a miracle? You can eat according to the amount of payment. So all of us have some miraculous powers. Don't get carried away by all these siddhis and things like that. All these siddhi very often are very intelligent slay of hand. Slay of hand or whatever. Intelligent slay. I don't want to dismiss such people, but many of them. See, uh, I remember seeing once a show of a leading magician, goes by the name Sarkar, P.C. Sarkar. So he says, as we are talking, towards the end of the show, he will say, please look around and look at the door behind you and count 10. Count it slowly and count backwards. You have to say Ten, 10, Nine 9, EIGHT 8. Like that you have to count. He says turn around and start counting. So even as I have come 5, PC Sarkar comes through the door. I look around and see he's not here. He was sitting in front of me, made me turn around. Look at the door and count 10. By the time I am through 4, he is coming through that door. From here, how did he go there? He laughs. He says, I have mastered the art of walking without noise. So even as you turned around, I got up. I moved without making noise. Do you see a curtain there? Here was a curtain. He said, just behind the curtain, there is a door. Through the door, I can come in through that door. That's all. Some intelligent movement. So don't be carried away by all this. He says, Yogi. Yogi doesn't mean a sirasasana. There's a fellow, there was a fellow. I met a fellow. He says, sir, I can stay without food for 8 days. So what's the big deal? Certain other things he said funny. I don't want to waste our class time with that. So, yogi means one who is a jnanavan, one who abides in the knowledge, and you and me as seekers who abide in the knowledge even a little while. Santushta, satatam, yogi. A beautiful word here, yatatma. Okay, the atma here stands for not Paramatma Jivatma. The Atma here stands for the body, mind, sense complex. Sthula, Sukshma Sharira Dvaya. That means three bodies. It is also called Karya Karana Sanghata. That means this is an instrument for doing actions. Karya Karana Sanghata. Work and instrument of work together. Karya Karana Sanghata. Made up of Pancha Jnanendriyas, Pancha Karmendriyas, Mano, Buddhi, Ahankara. Okay? These are the factors that make this body sentient, PMS, body, mind, sense complex. This is the Atma. In this context, this is the Atma. And Yatata, one who has disciplined this Atma. Two simple qualities, remember? Shama, Dama, Ashtanga Yoga, you remember? Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dhyanam, Dharanam, Samadhi, you remember Ashtanga Yoga? So, if you are able to go through Yama, Niyama, if you are able to sit properly in one place, you are in Yathat. If your sense organs are under your control, you are Yatatma. If your organs of action are under your control, you are Yatatma. Regulated, disciplined seeker is a Yatatma. Yatatma. Beautiful word next comes. Drida Nishchayaha. Drida Nishchaya means Sthira Pragya, a one who knows his Purushartha very clearly. Okay? After this question, take a notebook and write down. What is my Purushartha? What is my Purushartha? Write it down. Share with me individually, not in a class. Share with me individually. Purushartha. One who is clear where I am to go and also clear how to go. Yeah, I know how to go, where to go, but I don't know how to go. There are some fellows who know I know how to go, but I don't know where to go. Hey, the problem. I know where to go. I know the goal, but I don't know how to. You better at least I can teach you. So write down you need to know whether you are a Drida Nishchaya, whether your goals are. Drida Nishchaya is a person who knows where to go, how to go. One whose Purushartha is very Purushartha means my ultimate goal in life is very clear. Having come this far, you should Drida Nishchaya. Then Mahi Arpita Mano Buddhi. Yo Mad Bhakta, one who is my Bhakta. What a lovely thing. Three levels of bhakti. Ekarupa Ishvara. We have seen this so many times. Aneka Rupa Ishvara. Arupa Ishvara. One God. Two. Many facets of God. Two. Arupa. Aham. The consciousness is Ishvara. You go to all three. All three are useful for everybody. When you suffer, I want to use the word suffer. When you are facing physical challenges, emotional challenges, Ekarupa Ishvara is important. You are suffering from backache, Arupa Ishvara won't help. Hold your shoulder and say, Vaidyanatha Swami, I apply this oil thinking of you. Please heal me. Work. Ekarupa Ishvara will work. My money is stuck somewhere, money is not coming. Help me, it will come. You need Ekarupa Ishvara, especially when you are under physical and emotional problems. When you are under intellectual problem, when you are in curiosity, intellectual problems, Aneka Rupa Ishvara will help you. You will insightfully understand things. And when you are with yourself, when you do Nididhyasanam, you need Arupa Ishvara. You need all three. Just because you have read Arupa Ishvara level 3, you don't dismiss Ekarupa Ishvara. Don't ridicule people who do. This is a big problem with Vedantins, People who have studied Vedanta are agorasted, not full proper study. Aragorist, they would have read a book or two and talk as though they are greater than the writer himself. Such people. Where is Ishvara? Arupa Ishvara, you are still stuck to that Vigraha. It is not Vigraha. Please understand, it is not an idol for me. It is real Ishvara for me. I have done Pratishtha and Ishvara lives for me there. So when I do some Ayatana Puja or I do Puja for a whale or I do Puja for Muruga or Devi or whoever, the Ishvara lives there. That should be Mad Bhakta. He is a Mad Bhakta. One who loves me like this, Me Priya. I can't help but loving back. Loving back means Ishvara takes care of your yoga kshema. What is yoga kshema? Past, present, all these worries. Will I get this back? Will I not get this back? What will happen to me? All this Ishvara says, put it in. Our Swami used to say, BBC mein dal do yaar. Ask him, what is this BBC? Says, Bhagwan ke briefcase. Put it in Bhagwan's briefcase. Mad Bhakta, when you see that Ekarupa Ishvara with total devotion, hey, Krishna is real for me. He is not just some imagine. See, many of these Krishna Vigraha, the pictures that you see, the the idols that you see in temples, they are not just imaginations. Please let's understand it. A lot of people say it's only no, it's not just an imagination. Ishvara Tattvam has manifested to the Bhakta in that form. It has got a subjective reality, and that subjective reality is manifest as a Vigraha for all of us to see. Don't dismiss these Vigrahas. Idol worship. Nobody does idol worship. Idol worship is an idle statement. No meaning. Who does worship for idol? I don't do idol worship. I see Shiva there. I see a linga, I see Shiva. A small nama, I put Mahavishnu there. I've got a paduka here. I don't see it as a pair of wooden slippers. I see it as my guru's paduka. So let's understand this clearly. So he says, my arpita mano buddhi, emotionally, intellectually, you one who loves me dearly as an Ekarupa, Anekarupa, Vishwarupa, Arupa, who is my bhakta, Same Priya. Okay. We will see the next one in the coming. Don't judge. It's not meant for judging. It is also not meant for judging yourself severely. Just see, report card, how far I am, and let's make a progress. Swasti prajabhya paripalayantam न्यायेन मार्गेण महिं महिषा गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भया सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। स्वामी दयानंद महाराज की जय हो। स्वामी आत्मतृप्तानंद महाराज की जय हो। बोले शंकर हर हर महादेव। पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय हो। Have a wonderful week. We will meet again Monday next. People can join me
Yes,
for
thank you,
meditation if you
sir.
want in the morning. Om Namah Shivaya.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Om Namah Shivaya.